As human beings, we are our worst enemies. We have perfected the art of putting ourselves down. How many times have you heard yourself or somebody close to you say, I'm not good at speaking, I'm not good at presenting, I'm not good in this and this and this? And the fact that we say these things consistently, our minds end up registering them and they are stored in our subconscious such that what manifests in our lives is exactly the things that we are saying. If you say you're not good at something over and over, you end up not being good in it. And that is one example of using affirmations in the negative. And in this video, I would like to unpack a few affirmations that I use that helps me to remain motivated, inspired, and to believe in myself to reach my goals. And what are affirmations? Affirmations are nothing else except that truth that you want to see in your life. It's a confirmation. They are statements of what you believe you need to see manifesting in your life. And if we can do it with negative stuff, it also means that we can create this future that we want, starting it here in our minds, through our mouths, and through our hands, until it becomes that reality that we are looking for. My name is Butaki Hlalile from Dreams Made Possible, and let's not waste time. Let's get into it. Let's go to the first one. I'm enough, I'm sufficient, and only God makes me whole. I use this affirmation as a way to constantly remind myself as to whose am I? Because I'm not my own person. I am a creation of God, and I get sufficiency in his powers. So I don't go out there doubting myself, seeking validation in other things. But the fact that my creator created me and he has given me strengths and abilities, it's what I believe in. And that affirmation keeps me going and going. Let's get into the second affirmation. I am deliberate about advancing my perspective and expanding my level of consciousness. So I use this affirmation to affirm the fact that I want to expand my knowledge, my skills, and my experience in my passion. I read a lot about leadership. I read a lot about personal mastery, and that's how I keep myself grounded. But besides the knowledge that I want to build around this work that I'm doing, I also read in other subjects so that I can be able to have the breadth of knowledge, but also the depth of knowledge, because people who do not read, who do not challenge their perspective, are always challenged when change happens because they want to still rely and remain with the familiar. Let's get to number 3. I am with right friends, at right places, doing right things. You know, there's a saying that says, show me 5 of your friends and I will tell you what your future is. So I use this affirmation to guard exactly against that, to have people around me that are going to support me so that we do the right things that takes us to the goals that we want to achieve, and we do things that support the things that you want to achieve. So one day if somebody says, hey, show me Butaki's 5 friends, know that those people around me are also going somewhere because I'm going somewhere. Butaki is going somewhere because his friends are going somewhere. So I always guard against negative influences in my life. Let's look at number 4. I attract positive thinking people in my life. This is slightly different from the friends one. It's just about, as I go out in the streets and going about in different environments and different places, what type of energy am I vibrating? What type of people will I resonate with in those circumstances? And these are people that will help me to form networks so that I can continue to expand. So here I'm not talking about my close friends. I'm just talking about people that I can tap into when it comes to business ideas, into how I grow my spirituality, into the different facets of life. I don't allow myself to be absorbed into negative conversation with people I don't know. Even if I stand in a queue and I realize that whatever that you are going to say or what you are saying now is pulling me and is draining my energy, I make sure that I stay away from you. I run away. So I use this affirmation to ensure that I've got good people around me so that I can be able to achieve great things in life. The fifth one, I am productive and I make a difference in my work. I truly believe that. I truly believe that when you're given work, an opportunity to work, whether you are employed, whether you are self-employed, or whether you are an entrepreneur, you've got given an opportunity to make a difference. And that's how I try and work towards every time to make a difference in all the spaces I've been given the opportunity to work, because I have the skills, I've got the ability, I've got the strength to make a difference. So the choice that I'm going to make is to be productive and help people to advance as a result of the work that I do. Number 6, I rise above addictions and impulses. As human beings, it's easy for us to fall into a trap, into things, because we want to do them now. Be it addictions to food, to digital media, to sex, to alcohol, even to work. In life, we need balance, we need moderation. And this affirmation calls me to always exercise moderation in what I do. So that's what I persistently work towards, so that I'm not consumed by stuff. But I should be able to stand back and say yes or say no, depending on what the circumstance is, what my body is telling me, what my spirit is telling me, what my emotion is telling me. And I should not be dictated to by impulsive decisions that wants to be satisfied now. Number 7, I protect my physical, emotional, and mental well-being. That affirmation simply says to me, protect yourself. You need all these 3 areas to be able to become the best person that you can be. You need to exercise. You need to take time aside for yourself. You need to engage in conversations and in activities that are going to protect your heart and your emotions. So I make sure that whatever activities that I get involved in, ensure that I'm mentally safe, I'm physically safe, I'm emotionally safe. And as a result, I continue to be on a path that prioritizes me, because I need me to be able to do everything that I'm pursuing in my life. Number 8, I am grateful for my income and I lead my money. Money is a very, very important energy. And I really get surprised when people work for 30 days to earn on the 30th day, but the next day the money is gone. Not necessarily because they earn little, but because of poor choices. So I use this affirmation to be able to lead my money, to make the right decisions in terms of how do I keep it and how do I make it to grow. Because you will need money in the future. You will need money to be able to achieve some of your goals. You will need money to be able to support your family. So that's the energy that I'm protecting for the future. The last one, my mind is my best partner and I'm in control of it. This is a bit of a difficult one, because as human beings, we've got what we call the monkey mind. Just look at a monkey. It can jump from one branch to another. And before you know it, it has jumped to another branch. And our minds operate like that. They jump from this idea to the next idea. As you think you are listening to the news or you are listening to this presentation, your mind is just now 100 miles away. But the most important thing is for you to be able to arrest your mind, be in that moment, arrest your mind when it starts to flounder and go different places, so that you are not a subject of anxieties. You are not controlled by stress and all those things, But once you are able to control your mind and take it where you want to take it to, then you realize that the less stress and the less anxiety that you'll experience. So you always have got to be a guard of your mind to say, what am I thinking at this particular time? And then pull yourself back through a process of contemplation and focus on that area which you want to do. And let me admit, this last one is the most difficult. The other 8 that I've mentioned, I do them seamlessly, but this one is the most difficult, and I'm still working on it. And I put more and more energy into ensuring that I control my mind. And on that note of controlling my mind, let me, before I close, just share how I put these things into practice. When I look at all these 9 affirmations, I go back to my wheel of life. My wheel of life does not have 8 or more elements. At the most, it has got 5 elements. From looking at me, my career, my relationships, my finances, and how I contribute. Those 5 things. And I take these 9 affirmations and I plot them against each area of the wheel of my life so that I support the areas of my life that are important to me. The second thing and the last thing that I do with these affirmations is that I cut them into small pieces. I roll them and then throw them in a jug. And every day I just go into the jug, pick whatever, open it, and then I start reflecting on that. Sometimes I use that as my a source of prayer, or I use it as part of my meditation, or I just repeat it so that it stays in my mind. But here's the trick. It's not just about repeating and shouting loud, but it's to ensure that your energy it feels it, your energy reverberates and you believe in what you're saying, so that it just doesn't become rhetoric, but it's something that you put into practice because you believe in it. And let me tell you, you do it frequently, you do it consistently, all these things come into fruition. And think about it. Go to where I started about things that we say to ourselves that are negative. We have practiced them over and over to this point where they now become part of us. And if we can do it with the negative stuff, then we can change those negative affirmations into positive affirmations and call into existence the future that we deserve. Go out, try it with 3 or 4 affirmations, and it won't be easy at the beginning, but with time, if you are consistent, if you are persistent, you'll ultimately start to see the difference and feel the difference in your mood and your perspective and just the general feeling in your life. Until the next video, I ask that if this content resonates with you, please subscribe and let us continue to build and grow this community of dreamers.